Hi, hello, Neil. I would like to ask you a question. My son was watching your program on the on Whammy on Miami. The date was the 15th, and I would like to know if you're some kind of antichrist or something, because now my son wants to worship the devil because he thinks he's cool, and he also wants to dress as ladies and put lipstick on now. I don't know if the whole channel 69 is the Antichrist channel. Please, I'm really concerned, and I would like to know if you're the Antichrist. Thank you. And please, if I see you somewhere, I wouldn't even stop and give you water, because now you turned my son into a faggot, and you made my son serve the Antichrist. Thank you. And have a nice day.
Hello, I am a black female American, and I'm calling due to the fact that I am listening to 610 AM currently, and I do not appreciate the comments that are being made referring to black Americans. It is ridiculous that the way they are talking about people on welfare, because there are more white people on welfare in America than blacks. There's more white trash out there. They're not trying to get jobs. They just want to lay around and have babies from black people, and I would appreciate it if you would stop making those horrendous comments, because I am sick and tired of it, and I will call my lawyers.
I really hope you use this on the air. I've been listening to QAM now for maybe 20 years at least. I've been living here for 40 years. I've never heard anything as disgusting as this Neil Rogers program. I've heard him before. It's pornographic. And the thought of my granddaughter or one of my kids listening to it is bizarre. I'm going to tell you frankly, I am done listening to your station. This is the most gross thing I have ever heard, as far as I'm concerned. You're off my book. Goodbye.
Yes, sir. With all due respect, I just want to let you know that I was able to make contact with the FCC in Washington, D.C., and they said they're going to send me information in a package. As far as making a formal complaint about the Neil Rogers show and the format, and also was able to contact the Christian Coalition, Ralph Stores, and we might be able to organize a group of people that can call the sponsors and other spots during the Neil Rogers show and complain, and possibly let them know that we will not be shopping in their stores as long as the commercials are being ran during the Neil Rogers show, which is not a show. It's obscene and it's pretty disgusting. Now, all this can be avoided if you guys change the format, tone it down, ask that disgusting pig to stop talking about anal sex. So it's in your hands, sir. If I feel that you guys are toning it down a little bit, then I will probably not go ahead and file a complaint. Otherwise, it's ready to go. Neil Rogers is a pig.
I turned my radio on the other day and got Uncle Neil's program, whatever it was, and it is the filthiest thing I've ever heard in my life. If the children were around, it's horrifying. I'm surprised as a producer you let that go on the air. I've heard other complaints about it, even from the health there. I wish you'd rectify that and do something about it. There's no need to be taking God's name in vain and classifying women as, well, I wouldn't even mention it. Thank you very much.
George, this is Robert. I'm flying in and out of town all the time on business and whatever. I was looking for a good sports talk radio station and happened to find Neil Rogers. To be honest with you, pathetic. Very pathetic. And this guy is, I mean, if this is all you got on sports talk radio, it is horrible. So I'd definitely try to find somebody better, that's for sure. And his whole GD thing and everything else, just tell him one day we'll all face the Lord. All right? Have a great day. Bye.
Okay, the guy that you have talking on your sports department, I heard him the other day talking about the illegals that they're getting now to play the game. And, you know, it's very clear that he's talking about the Cuban illegals, okay? And I want to tell you that's very shitty for someone to talk that way about illegals, because, you know, him himself is not a native here. He's not an American Indian. Everybody here has been an illegal sometime or the other, okay? And I don't like anybody talking like that about Cuban people, okay? Because, you know, he talks about like that about Cuban people. How about his nationality? He's a piece of shit, okay? There's nothing but rob to hear the poor people. That's how you know, that's the American f***ing way. So don't talk about Cuban people that way. Bunch of assholes, you guys.
I heard a commercial on your station yesterday about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. something about a voice would speak out if someone approaches your automobile, and a voice of a big black something or other would come out and say, "Get away from my automobile," or "You're too close to my automobile, you big MF." I object seriously to profanity like that on the radio, and I object to the profanity and that type of advertising. I believe in free speech, but that's too far. If I don't hear with reference to this complaint from you, I will send a letter to the Federal Communications Commission, because that kind of language is certainly not acceptable on public radio. It might be all right between individuals, but not on the radio. You can call me back on Mr. Eisen, E-I-S-E-N. Thank you.
Hi, Neil. I'm a Miami resident, and I was just happened to hear the Neil talk show on my way home, and I think it's absolutely horrible, and I don't understand how anybody with values and morals or a social conscience can allow such a thing to be broadcast on their station. This guy is just cursing at people, insulting, blaspheming, just spreading anger and hatred. I don't understand that. I mean, do you have children? Do you have a family? Do you care what's going on, in the world?
No!
That just this bad stuff should be going around? Someone just venting all their hatred and anger at innocent people? I mean, he just left somebody crying on the air, and maybe it's very popular and makes a lot of money for your station, but this is really not what the world needs. I mean, things are bad enough. I don't think we need a guy like this. And I really find it very offensive and just horrible. I mean, how would you like if your children were listening to that and growing up in a world where this kind of thing is acceptable, where people can talk like that and be paid for it and be endorsed? I mean, I'm just horrified and disgusted. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who feels that way. Please try and take consideration of the rest of the world and the other people that have to listen to this kind of garbage. And I hope you will, because this is really something that's not acceptable. If you want this world to get to be a better place, this is not the way to do it.
I've been listening to WQAM for, 5 to 6 years, and I've watched the morning show evolve and everything, and I have a problem. I'm taking my kids to school, and he's thinking commercials for the guy that curses nasty things, and there's no warning. It just blurts out, fuck you, and you can hear the bleep, you can hear the fuck, and you can hear the ventum in his voice, and I don't have a chance to turn off my radio quick enough. Now, I heard it, I had a problem again the other day. I can't explain that stuff to my kids. I've been listening to this station for a long time, and I think you're ruining it by infiltrating it with this nasty language. And I don't know what I can do, but I just thought I'd better call, and tell you. It's different with Hank. If Hank calls someone a son of a bitch, you just heard the guy act like a son of a bitch, and there's a reason for it. But the other guy with his farts and his asshole and the way he curses, he's ruining your first team. And I think Joe Rose should stand up and get this all kicked off his program, because there's a lot of people like me that are have children, and I just don't like to hear someone say pissed off on my way to work. Pissed off gets me fired up when I hear someone say that, and I don't think it's appropriate. If you're going to have a nasty little program in the middle of your day, leave it there. To make the other programs, it's demeaning to us, and it really insults my intelligence, and if that's not clear, I don't know what is. I'll talk to you later.
Neil Rogers, I think, is the perfect example of queer. What is his purpose for his new show, or his ugly show? He uses that word rectum every 5 minutes because that's where his brain is. He's never going to get past his South Florida audience, because the town and the people that he's always complaining about are the only fools that would give him any time of day. Eventually his ratings will drop so low, he'll have to readjust his rectum.
George or Neil, whoever it is, you can tell your big, fat, fucking atheist he has no right to talk religion because he is a faggot and he is not representative of our thinking.
Thank you. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Oh!
Okay.